In recent times, a lot of players have left their European clubs for big money in Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo, Neymar, Benzema, Sadio Mane, Alexander Mitrovic are all currently playing for Saudi Arabian clubs. And that begs us to ask a very important question. How competitive is the Saudi League? Well, today we're going to answer that question by putting the Saudi League to their biggest test yet. It is the Champions League, but it's English clubs versus clubs from Saudi Arabia. Can the Saudi clubs compete versus top opposition from England? And who will be crowned champion? Of course, if you enjoy the content, guys, please hit the like button for me. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new around here, welcome to the home of fairy tale runs. This is the place. Hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it as well with the little noti bell. It helps me out a ton. Let's go. England, Saudi Arabia, head to head in the Champions League. Of course, the Champions League has 32 clubs, but I think we're going to cap it at 16 just to make it as competitive as possible. So we're going to have the top 8 clubs from England versus the top 8 clubs from Saudi Arabia. Just because after the top 8 in Saudi Arabia, the level of competition, it drops down a little bit. And we want to keep it as competitive as possible. So the top 8 clubs from England that will be participating in our England versus Saudi Arabia Champions League will be as of January 18, 2024. And Liverpool is currently in first, so they qualify. Man City currently holds the second spot in the Premier League, so they're in as well. Aston Villa is having an absolutely wonderful season under Unai Emery. They're currently in third place. They're in. The Kings of fourth place finishes. It is Arsenal. They are in. They qualify. Tottenham currently holds the 5th place spot in the Premier League, so they get to participate. West Ham United is in 6th place under David Moyes in the Premier League. They're also having a very good season, so they're in. And Manchester United is also qualifying because even though they have 9 losses, they have 10 wins, so they hold that 7th place in the Premier League. And the last spot occupied by English clubs, it will be Brighton and Hove Albion because they are currently in 8th place. And now we move on to Saudi Arabia, and the first current club in the Saudi League, it is Al Hilal with Alexander Mitrovic. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic plays there. Ruben Neves, former Wolves player, plays there. They got Bono in nets. It's a strong team. They're in. Al Nassr with Cristiano Ronaldo, Otavio, and Sadio Mane. They are in 2nd place right behind Al Hilal. They qualify. Al Ali is also in because they're in 3rd, and they also have some very good players. They qualify. The current 4th place team in Saudi Arabia, and actually don't know much about them, it is Al Tawoun. They qualify. The 5th place spot goes to Damak FC or Damas FC. I'm not exactly sure how to say it. Somebody please correct me. Is it Damak? We're gonna say Damak FC, and there's a few players that I do recognize on here. George Kevin Nkudu, I believe he used to play for Spurs. Now he plays in the Saudi League. The 6th qualification spot goes to a club called Al Fateh from the Saudi League, and there are definitely a few players that I recognize. One being Denayer, Jason Denayer. I believe that's the Belgium center back. Now the 7th place club that's participating and qualifying from the Saudi League, it's actually a very tricky one. It is Al Ittihad, and they're a very popular club that have a lot of popular players. Fabinho plays there, N'Golo Kante plays there, Romarinho plays there, and of course Karim Benzema. But they're actually not having a very good season. They're in 7th place in the Saudi League, and as of today, January 18, 2024, there's been a lot of rumors of Karim Benzema actually leaving Al Ittihad. So as of today, he's still at Al Ittihad, so he's going to be playing, but depending on when you're watching this video, he might have already gone and left Al Ittihad for another club, maybe somewhere even in the Premier League. And the 8th and final club that will be participating in this England versus Saudi Arabia Champions League is also another tricky one. It is Al Ettifaq or Ettifaq FC. Now, just like Al Ittihad, they actually have a lot of good players. Demarai Gray plays there. He's on the left-hand side. Moussa Dembele is there as well. He's a very good striker. And the most controversial one is the former Liverpool player, Jordan Henderson. And it's the same story with Jordan Henderson that's going on right now as going on with Karim Benzema. There are rumors of Jordan Henderson leaving, possibly to Ajax. Again, as of today's date, January 18th, he hasn't gone anywhere yet, so he will be playing. But depending, again, just like the Karim Benzema story, when you're watching this video, Jordan Henderson may not be at Ettifaq FC anymore. Now that we know the 8 clubs from the Premier League and the 8 clubs from the Saudi League that will be participating in our England versus Saudi Arabia Champions League, of course, you know what we gotta do. We gotta seed every single club into 4 groups of 4. And of course, we're gonna do it like we always do via the 2 wheels. Now, if you're new around here and you're wondering, Tsar, why 2 wheels and not 1? Now, that's because if we put all the clubs on 1 wheel, we might get a group of just 4 Saudi clubs or a group of 4 Premier League clubs. We don't want them. We want Saudi clubs playing English clubs. And spinning 2 wheels will give us 2 clubs from the Saudi League and 2 clubs from the Premier League in every single group. It makes it completely fair, and they all have to play each other right off the start. So let's spin the Premier League wheel and find our first club for Group A from England. Who is it gonna be? Of course, we gotta start like this. It's gonna be Manchester City, guys. And which club is joining Manchester City from the Premier League? Is it West Ham or Tottenham? West Ham or Tottenham? Tottenham. So we got our 2 Premier League clubs for Group A. Now we gotta find 2 Saudi Saudi League clubs for Group A. Let's find out the first club from the Saudi League that will be joining Manchester City and Tottenham, and it will be Al Ahly. So Riyad Mahrez plays for Al Ahly, and he also played for Manchester City. So it will be Riyad Mahrez playing against Manchester City. And the second Saudi club that's going into Group A, is it Damak FC or Al Tawoun? It is Damak FC. Welcome to Group A. We got Group A. We need two clubs from England for Group B, and we're starting off strong once again. It will be Liverpool. And one more English club for Group A. To join Liverpool, Arsenal, Jurgen Klopp versus Mikel Arteta. We got our two English clubs for Group B. We need two Saudi clubs for Group B now. Wouldn't it be crazy if it was like Al Nassr or Al Ittihad with Karim Benzema? It will be Al Ettifaq with Jordan Henderson instead, though. We got Liverpool, we got Arsenal, and we got Ettifaq with Jordan Henderson, and now we got Al Hilal with Alexander Mitrovic. That's for sure gotta be the group of death so far. Liverpool, Arsenal, and Al Hilal. Al Hilal is absolutely stacked. Ettifaq FC though with Jordan Henderson, I think they're gonna finish dead last in this one. Two groups down, two groups to go. We're looking for two English clubs for Group C, and the first club, we're starting off strong once again. It is Manchester United. Welcome to Group C. And the second Premier League club to join Manchester United in Group C, Aston Villa with Unai Emery. Now, who is joining Man United and Aston Villa in Group C? And I just realized that Al Nassr is still on the board, so we could have Ronaldo play against Manchester United. That would be amazing. I would love to see it. Come on, Al Nassr. Please, please, please. Yes! Yes, Al Nassr. Al Nassr is in Group C with Manchester United and Aston Villa. The return of Cristiano Ronaldo, except this time he's playing against Manchester United. One more Saudi club for Group C. I swear, I just spin the wheel, guys. You can't write this stuff. Al Fateh. Al Fateh, I don't remember who's on Al Fateh, but they're probably not going to make it out of the group. Probably the underdogs here. Which means our last group, Group D, is automatically decided because there's only two English clubs left and two Saudi clubs left. And the two Premier League clubs are West Ham United and Brighton and Hove Albion. They're going into Group D. And this group will actually be also very interesting because Al Ittihad will be joining them. They are going into Group D with West Ham United and Brighton, and the other Saudi club is Al Tawoun. We got our 16 clubs in the four groups that they were seeded in via the wheels, guys. Let's go to the end of the group stage matches. Make your predictions down below. Is it English clubs? Is it Saudi Arabian clubs? Is it Manchester United? Is it Al Nassr? Who is progressing? Who is going home? Let's go. Our group stage matches of our England versus Saudi Arabia Champions League are over. We're gonna start in Group A. Manchester City topped the group on 13 points, of course expected. Spurs finished in second though, eliminating the two Saudi clubs in Al Ahly and Damak FC. Al Ahly, they were okay, they were competitive, they won two matches with Riyad Mahrez, but ultimately Manchester City got the best of Riyad Mahrez, and Al Ahly and Damak are both eliminated. They're going home. And in Group B, which I thought would be the group of death with Liverpool, Arsenal, Al Hilal, and possibly Ettifaq with Jordan Henderson, well, the two English clubs also progressed. Liverpool on 15 points, Arsenal in second on 10 points, Al Hilal with Alexander Mitrovic, 7 points. I thought they would be better. And Ettifaq FC with Jordan Henderson, well, they were not very good, were they? 0-2-4. No wonder Jordan Henderson wants to leave. I think he made a big mistake going to Saudi Arabia, and I think he's realizing that. In Group C, we had Al Nassr with Cristiano Ronaldo face off against Manchester United, former Ronaldo side. Aston Villa was also in the group, and Al Fateh. And I can tell you that Al Nassr with Ronaldo, well, they topped the group. 4 wins, 2 draws. They only conceded 4 goals, finished on 14 points. Manchester United did come second, but it was very close between Man United and Aston Villa. Al Fateh, unfortunately, just not good enough. 0-1-5. They conceded 16 goals. But what's surprising to me is that out of the 6 matches, although Man United didn't lose any of them, they only managed to win 1. And finally, we come to Group D, and I think this is also a little bit of a surprise. Brighton and Hove Albion topped the group on 9 points, and Al Ittihad with Karim Benzema, Romarinho, and Golo Kante and Fabinho, they came in second on 8 points. It was a very open group. 9 points, 8 points. Third place had 7 points, and West Ham finished dead last in the group, but they also had 7 points. They won 2 matches. Al Tawoun only won 1, but Al Tawoun lost less matches than West Ham. So we have Brighton and Al Ittihad moving and into the quarterfinals. And in the quarterfinals, the matchups will be very interesting. Brighton and Hove Albion will take on Spurs. The two Saudi clubs that progressed will actually face off against each other. It will be Ronaldo versus Benzema. Al Nassr versus Al Ittihad. Man City will take on Arsenal. Arsenal's probably the underdog. They're probably going to be eliminated. And then Liverpool will take on Manchester United. And just to show you through the group stage matches, the goal scorers, the top goal scorers, Mohamed Salah with Liverpool leads the way with 7 goals in 6 matches, but Ronaldo is right behind him with 5 goals in 6 matches. Hamdallah from Al Ittihad as well there on 5 goals in 6 matches. So is Holland from Manchester City, 5 goals in 6 matches. Moussa Diaby, unfortunately Aston Villa did get eliminated, but he scored 5 in 6 matches as well. Our quarterfinals are over, guys. We have some interesting results. Let's get right to it. Spurs versus Brighton. Spurs pulled off the victory. Yes, they did. Brighton won the first leg 1-0, but Spurs won the second leg 2-0, so they're in the semi-finals. The two remaining Saudi clubs faced off against each other. It was Karim Benzema with Al Ittihad versus Al Nassr and Ronaldo, and the aggregate was 3-2. It was close, but Al Nassr with Ronaldo came out victorious. They are in the semi-finals, and Benzema is going home. Arsenal and Manchester City, unfortunately, there was no surprises there. Man City absolutely crushed Arsenal 7-2 on aggregate. That's a little embarrassing. Arsenal is eliminated. Man City's in the last 4. And finally, the biggest surprise for me, Manchester United versus Liverpool. The aggregate was 3-2. It was close again, and Erik ten Hag beat out Jurgen Klopp. So Mohamed Salah, the leading goal scorer in the tournament, is going home, and Manchester United are in the semi-finals, which means our semi-finals, the last 4 are as follows. Spurs will take on Cristiano Ronaldo and Al Nassr, and then the two Manchester clubs will battle it out against each other. Manchester City versus Manchester United. We could still technically have an Al Nassr with Ronaldo versus Manchester United final. For me, that would be the most ideal and the most entertaining to watch, but what FC24 gives us is what FC24 gives us. I am hoping and praying that Al Nassr can beat Spurs and Manchester United can somehow, some way take care of Manchester City in 2 legs. Okay, so after leg 1 of the semi-finals, guys, our dream of seeing Al Nassr with Ronaldo take on Manchester United in the final is still alive. Al Nassr versus Spurs, after leg 1, they drew the first leg 1-1, so the aggregate is 1-1. It's all up for grabs. Al Nassr may be able to win it. Manchester United versus Manchester City also drew 1-1 in the first leg, so maybe it could still happen, guys. I'm still praying. My friends, I have a very important announcement. The home of fairy tale runs well, it strikes again. Al Nassr versus Spurs, 1-1 on aggregate after the first leg, 1-0 in the second leg for Al Nassr. Al Nassr won. They beat Spurs. Yeah, Tottenham was going home. Cristiano Ronaldo was going to be in the final. And then we come to Manchester United versus Manchester City. 1-1 after the first leg. You remember this. Second leg, 2-1 for Erik ten Hag and Manchester United. How does this happen? Did they hear us? Someone. Is someone rigging this stuff? I promise you guys, I just pressed the simulate button. Manchester United, they won the second leg 2-1, 3-2 on aggregate, which means our England versus Saudi Arabia Champions League final, it will be Cristiano Ronaldo with Al Nassr taking on his former club in Manchester United. Someone tell me if this is scripted or not, because you couldn't write this stuff. There is Ronaldo warming up for Al Nassr. He's ready to take on his former boyhood club. Here we go. Manchester United with Erik ten Hag, who ousted Ronaldo out of Manchester United, is taking on Ronaldo. Oh, and Man United comes close to scoring right away. Speaking of Erik ten Hag, there he is. This should be a very, very interesting game. Very interesting game. Anderson Talisca moving forward. He's got Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane could be in. Sadio Mane. Onana with the save. Oh, we're in for a treat. Out wide to Anthony. Anthony inside into the midfield. Carries, holding on to the ball. Will play back like he always usually does in real life. Oh, there he made a pass forward finally. Bruno. That's a nice pass to Højlund. Oh, Akidi has to make the save. I don't even know the goalie's name for Al Nassr. Al Akidi. So both goalkeepers have made 2 big saves so far. Al Akidi will go out wide to Sultan. Sultan into the midfield, but Amrabat does well to intercept, and Garnacho can carry. Garnacho to Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund will score for Manchester United here. Wow, wow, wow. This is interesting. Unbelievable. A great turnover, great pickup, great shot, great pass. Great finish. Ronaldo, he's in trouble. Man United is in the lead 1-0. Otavio. I don't think this game is over, to be honest with you. Both teams are very, very attack-minded. Ronaldo does well. Sadio Mane. What? It's like the game hears me. It's literally like the game hears me, guys. They heard me about the final. Now they heard me about talking that the game is not over. Both teams are offensive-minded as Sadio Mane equalizes. A nice pass, a nice feed from Cristiano Ronaldo. All of a sudden, it's 1-1. McTominay, Scott McTominay can carry. He'll go back to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw on the left-hand side, inside to Bruno Fernandes into the midfield. He will pass it off to Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay back to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw looks for that outlet pass to Højlund to Fernandes. Bruno gives the ball away again. And that is half time. Lots of scoring opportunities for both teams. Both teams scored as well. We are equal going into the second half, 1-1. Second half is underway. Will Cristiano Ronaldo get a goal against Manchester United? I don't know. Tejas will take this corner into the box. Højlund will clear only as far as Marcelo Brozovic. Brozovic back to Tejas. Sadio Mane. Tejas. Talisca. Talisca's shot. It's blocked. It's all Al Nassr to start the second half. Otavio with a shot. Onana saves the day once again. And Al Nassr will have another corner, but this time it is cleared by Anthony. But again, only as far as Sadio Mane. They will go back to Tejas. Alex Tejas. Talisca. This time, Talisca makes no mistake, and Onana cannot save it. Wow, wow, wow. To be fair, Cristiano Ronaldo has been pretty quiet in this game. He did have the assist on the first goal, but it was a pretty simple pass to Sadio Mane. He hasn't really done much else. It's all been Mane and Talisca and Otavio carrying Al Nassr here, and Erik ten Hag is not pleased. It is 2-1 for Al Nassr. Al-Kabari, Sultan, Talisca, Ronaldo makes the turn. But Harry Maguire stands firm once again, and Ronaldo as well. Look at the high press by Al Nassr. Maguire's got nowhere to go. Will he give the ball away? Someone go help him out. Guys, someone help him out. Someone help Maguire out, and Ronaldo will get the ball off Maguire here. Back heel to Talisca. Maguire, what are you doing, brother? Just kick the ball away. Mane, shot, blocked by Lindelof. Marcus Rashford just came on for Manchester United for Garnacho. Brozovic into the box. Mane, that's a penalty. And Marcus Rashford gives away a pen. The first touch of the ball. Is that even a penalty? I don't know what he's doing there. What's he doing? Well, the moment we've all been waiting for. You couldn't write it, right? Cristiano Ronaldo versus Onana. Cristiano Ronaldo makes no mistake. Ronaldo barely even celebrates. He barely even celebrates a goal against Manchester United in a Champions League final. Onana almost got there, but the sheer power of the strike. 3-1 Al Nassr, guys. 3-1 Al Nassr. Bruno Fernandes into the box. Shot. Oh! Scott McTominay, he gets one back. There was a slight deflection. Aladiki, the goalkeeper, he just kind of stood still. I didn't think there was anything to be bothered with there, but there's a little deflection, and McTominay takes it one touch, places it into that far right corner. That's a very, very nice finish. Cheeky finish, seriously, quality. And Man United is still alive. It's 3-2. Tejas will take this corner. They need to get the ball, and they need to go forward right away. It's only cleared as far as Otavio. Amri, will he shoot? He'll go around. Shot. Onana again. The defense by Manchester United in this game has been atrocious, guys. How many opportunities has Al Nassr had to score? And Onana, I mean, he's made good 5 or 6 saves in this match. Into the box again. Mane! Puts a seal on it. Like I said, the defenders have been atrocious for Manchester United. It just proves the fact that Man United needs better defenders. If you want to win trophies with Manchester United, you got to go a different direction. That is such bad defending. That is terrible. Martial, first of all, is just standing there. Look, he's just standing there. Maguire tries to kind of get to the ball. The strike is just brilliant. It's an absolutely brilliant goal by Sadio Mane. And that's the final kick of the game. Ronaldo gets his revenge. Al Nassr score 4 against Manchester United in this final. Man United kept it interesting. It was 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, then 3-2, and then Sadio Mane put a big stamp on the match and made it 4-2 in the closing moments. The boys are coming up to grab their Champions League trophy, their England versus Saudi Arabia Champions League trophy, and it will be Al Nassr with Ronaldo that are crowned champions. Unbelievable. Al Nassr, a very, very good side. Honestly, they're a quality side. They have a lot of good players. Can they compete in the Premier League? I would probably say yes. They are crowned champions. Yes, they are. Ronaldo gets his revenge on Man United. So what did we learn from this video? Well, I for sure learned that the Saudi League is very top heavy. There's only a few clubs that can actually compete versus clubs in the Premier League. Like, we had 8 clubs and 6 of them went out in the group stage. Only 2 progressed in Al Nassr and Al Ittihad. Maybe if Al Hilal with Alexander Mitrovic was in a little bit of an easier group, they'd be able to progress. But all in all, there's really no comparison between the Premier League and the Saudi League. Now, I know that Ronaldo and Al Nassr won the entire competition, but they're probably the best team in the Saudi League. Maybe 1 or 2. Al Ittihad could be in the conversation, maybe Al Hilal as well. But other than that, that's it. Premier League is still the most competitive league in the world, and I would safely assume that some of the top championship sides like Leeds and Leicester, maybe even Ipswich Town, would give some of the Saudi teams a tough time. The Saudi League for me is just not competitive enough. Yes, they have some good clubs in Al Nassr and Al Ittihad and Al Hilal, but other than that, everything else is kind of eh. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was Al Nassr and Ronaldo versus Manchester United in the final. Very, very random. Al Nassr ultimately won the competition. Ronaldo won another trophy. How did you enjoy that? Let me know who you were cheering for. And also, if you have any other cool ideas that you want to see on the channel, please comment them down below. I would love to hear your ideas. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay happy, stay healthy, always keep smiling, and I'll see you guys in another video on the channel, which is very, very soon, probably tomorrow or the next day. All right, peace, 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 peace.